Your morning meal, the one you've been taught is indispensable, is quite possibly the single biggest blocker to your body's innate ability to burn fat. Imagine for a moment that every spoonful of your beloved cereal, every bite of that seemingly harmless toast, is sending a direct, undeniable signal to your metabolism. Stop burning fat, switch to sugar, now. This isn't conjecture, it's a precise metabolic command, issued and obeyed, every time you fuel your day the conventional way. What you are about to understand is the intricate dance between your diet and your hormones, specifically how the insulin response triggered by typical breakfast foods doesn't just pause fat burning, but actively locks away your stored energy, preventing you from ever truly accessing your own reserves. We're going to pull back the curtain on a deeply ingrained nutritional myth, revealing its commercial origins and its profound, continuous impact on your metabolic health. For generations, the idea of breakfast as the most important meal has been hammered into our collective consciousness. From elementary school health lessons to pervasive advertising, the message has been consistent. Start your day with a substantial, often carb-heavy meal or face dire consequences. But here's the fascinating, almost audacious truth. This universal mandate wasn't born from groundbreaking nutritional discoveries. It was, instead, a brilliantly executed marketing strategy, conceived in the early 20th century by pioneering cereal companies. As food processing technology advanced and dry cereals became a mass-market commodity, these companies needed to secure a consistent, daily consumption ritual. They understood that if they could convince an entire population that skipping their product meant a compromised day, they would create an unshakable demand, and they succeeded beyond their wildest dreams. This historical narrative isn't just a curious anecdote, it's the bedrock upon which many of our modern metabolic challenges are built. Now, let's dive into the fascinating, precise science of what actually unfolds within your body when you consume a typical breakfast. When you eat foods like sugary cereals, white bread, pastries, fruit juice, or even many supposedly healthy granolas and oatmeal, you introduce a rush of simple and refined carbohydrates into your system. Your digestive tract swiftly breaks these down into glucose, which then floods your bloodstream. Your body, recognizing this sudden surge of blood sugar, orchestrates a swift and powerful response. Your pancreas releases a significant amount of insulin. Insulin, far from being the villain some mistakenly portray, is a vital hormone. Its primary function is to shepherd this circulating glucose out of your bloodstream and into your cells for immediate energy, or to convert it into glycogen for storage in your liver and muscles. But here's the critical, often overlooked aspect of insulin's role. It is the undisputed master storage hormone. Think of your body as having a vast energy warehouse, your fat cells. When insulin levels are high, it's like the warehouse manager has put up a giant "Do Not Disturb" sign on the fat cells. Your body receives an unequivocal signal that there is plenty of glucose available for fuel, right now, in the bloodstream. There is no need to tap into the reserves. In fact, high insulin actively suppresses lipolysis, the intricate biological process of breaking down stored fat into free fatty acids that your cells can use for energy. It doesn't just reduce it, it effectively shuts it down. So, even if you have ample fat stores that your body could easily burn, a high insulin state means those stores are completely inaccessible. You become a sugar-burning machine, whether you want to or not. This mechanism is not new. Pioneers in metabolic research, like Dr. Gerald Reaven, highlighted decades ago the profound impact of dietary choices on insulin dynamics. Reaven's work, particularly his influential studies in 1988 on the insulin resistance syndrome, provided comprehensive evidence that chronic consumption of carbohydrate-rich diets leads to elevated insulin levels, which in turn entrenches the body in a state where fat oxidation is impaired. He precisely demonstrated how this hormonal environment prevents the body from effectively utilizing its own fat, irrespective of its availability. So that seemingly innocuous bowl of cereal isn't just a meal, it's a biochemical instruction to your body to stop burning fat for the foreseeable future. Now, consider the cascade of implications this has for your daily experience. Most of us aspire to a life of sustained energy, stable moods, and a body that effortlessly manages its weight. But what if the very first thing you do each day is sabotage these aspirations? Imagine your body as a high-performance vehicle designed to run efficiently on two distinct fuel sources: immediate glucose from food and long-term energy from its vast internal battery, which is your stored fat. Metabolic flexibility, the ability to seamlessly switch between these two fuel types, is the hallmark of true metabolic health. However, a carb-dominant breakfast instantly forces your body into a singular, glucose-dependent mode. You become a one-trick pony, constantly needing fresh glucose infusions rather than utilizing your internal reservoir. Before understanding this intricate mechanism, your mornings might have unfolded something like this. You wake up, consume a typical breakfast, feel a momentary burst of energy from the sugar, only to experience the inevitable crash an hour or two later. Does that mid-morning slump feel excruciatingly familiar? That sudden fog in your brain, the irritability, the intense, almost compulsive urge to find another snack, often something sweet. This isn't a lack of discipline, it's a physiological cry for more glucose because your primary fuel source is rapidly dwindling, and crucially, your body is still locked out of its fat-burning mode by persistent insulin. You're trapped in a vicious cycle. Eat carbs, insulin spikes, blood sugar drops, you crave more carbs, and the fat-burning switch remains off. This constant oscillation drains your energy, makes weight management feel like an uphill battle against your own biology, and leaves you feeling perpetually unsatisfied. But what an astonishing shift occurs when you grasp and apply this knowledge. Suddenly, you're not battling your body, you're harmonizing with it. Imagine starting your day with a meal that provides long-lasting, steady energy. No jitters, no crashes, just a calm, clear, sustained focus. Your body, instead of being forced onto the glucose treadmill, is now freely accessing its internal fat stores. This means you're efficiently utilizing your own body fat for fuel throughout the morning, feeling genuinely satiated and experiencing stable energy levels that don't plummet. You gain a profound sense of self-sufficiency, realizing your body is designed to be its own abundant fuel source. This isn't a hypothetical ideal, it's a documented reality. Research by Paddon-Jones and Associates, published in 2008, meticulously illustrated how the composition of your first meal fundamentally dictates your subsequent hunger and metabolic responses. Their work demonstrated that individuals consuming a breakfast rich in protein and healthy fats not only reported significantly greater satiety, but also naturally consumed fewer calories later in the day, experiencing none of the characteristic cravings associated with high carbohydrate starts. This wasn't about restrictive dieting. It was about strategically manipulating the body's hormonal signals to promote natural fat burning and reduce involuntary hunger. You truly transform your body from a glucose-dependent engine into a highly efficient fat-burning machine. So, armed with this profound understanding, how do you practically implement these insights to liberate your metabolism and ignite your fat-burning potential? Here are 3 precise, actionable strategies you can integrate into your routine starting immediately. First, radically reimagine your breakfast plate with a focus on protein and healthy fats. Say goodbye to the cereal box and hello to metabolic empowerment. Instead of processed grains, consider 2 or 3 whole eggs, perhaps cooked in olive oil or grass-fed butter, alongside a generous serving of non-starchy vegetables like spinach, bell peppers, or even a side of roasted Brussels sprouts. If you prefer something quicker, a full-fat Greek yogurt with a small handful of berries, which are lower in sugar, and a sprinkle of nuts and seeds will deliver sustained energy without the glycemic roller coaster. The high protein content significantly increases satiety and has a minimal insulin response, while healthy fats further enhance fullness and provide a stable energy source, completely bypassing that immediate fat storage signal. Second, master strategic meal timing by consciously delaying your first meal of the day. This isn't about starvation, it's about extending your body's natural overnight fast to prolong its time in a low insulin, fat-burning state. If you typically finish dinner by, say, 7 p.m., try waiting until at least 9 or 10 a.m. or even noon for your first food intake. This provides a 12 to 17-hour window where your body can diligently work through any remaining glucose and then seamlessly switch to burning stored fat. During this period, feel free to enjoy black coffee, plain tea, or water, as these beverages do not trigger an insulin response. Many people report enhanced mental clarity and sustained energy during these extended morning fasts, discovering that their hunger often subsides once their body adapts to using its own fuel. Third, actively integrate fiber-rich, non-starchy vegetables into your morning ritual to optimize glucose management. While all carbohydrates eventually turn into glucose, the fiber found in vegetables behaves very differently than refined sugars or grains. It creates a physical barrier that slows down the absorption of glucose into your bloodstream, thereby blunting the insulin response. Imagine stirring a handful of finely chopped zucchini or adding a side of asparagus to your morning eggs. It might sound unconventional, but these additions are powerful. They provide volume and nutrients, contribute to a feeling of fullness, and most importantly, they help to stabilize your blood sugar, keeping your insulin levels consistently low and supporting your body's preferred fat-burning mode. This simple, often overlooked strategy enhances metabolic flexibility and keeps you feeling satisfied for much longer. You are not destined to struggle with your weight or to suffer through energy crashes and incessant cravings. The frustration, the self-blame, the feeling that your body just isn't cooperating, these are not inherent flaws within you. They are often direct, predictable outcomes of a metabolic environment shaped by decades of subtle yet powerful industry influence and widely accepted but scientifically outdated nutritional advice. You now possess the profound, liberating knowledge to dismantle those old assumptions. You can, with conscious choice, step off the sugar roller coaster and activate your body's incredible innate capacity to burn fat efficiently. This isn't merely about achieving a certain weight, it's about reclaiming your vitality, your mental clarity, and a deep, empowering connection with your own biology. You are no longer a victim of hunger pangs, you are the informed master of your metabolic state. This journey of reevaluation, of looking beyond the surface of conventional wisdom, is truly exhilarating. We've only just begun to uncover the hidden mechanisms that shape your health. Next time, prepare to have your understanding of another everyday dietary staple, one perhaps even more ubiquitous than breakfast, completely transformed as we reveal its profound, yet largely unrecognized, impact on your well-being. The insights are waiting.